Hello, here's a short update of the Super 8 database in July 2020. It's summertime here now in the Northern Hemisphere, and as you can see, I'm in the garden of my cabin. And the garden life here kind of makes the progress of the project a little bit slower. There are so many other things to do at this time of the year. But we have had some progress, and here's a short update about that. We have now reached 4,000 films in the database, and 1,500 of those films now has a cover. So a huge thank you again to everybody that has provided covers for us. There are still some covers I have received that I have not been able to add yet, so I'm still working on adding covers. So if you have provided covers and haven't seen all your covers yet, it's just that I had too many covers to add and too many other things to do that to be able to add them instantly. But they are not lost, and they will come as soon as we can. Since I started working a little bit more on the covers before adding them, like straightening the perspective up and changing the light curves and things like that, it takes a little bit more time to add them, but it's worth it in the end as the end result is getting so much better. So that's why it takes a little bit of time. Some new features has reached the page, and I'm excited to tell you about that now. Last night we added a couple of new features. First off, we added a new links page. You will find it in the menu, where we try to link to other sites like forums, dealers, where you can repair your equipment and things like that. Anything that's interesting for people collecting Super 8, we try to add that to that page. There are a lot of links missing from that page, so we will work on this, and please send us any feedback if you have suggestions for links for that page. Second up, we added a new feature last night that we are really excited about, and that's reviews for films. There are numerous reviews written on different forums during the years. That's really insightful and help us learn more about the release of a film. Especially digests could be interesting to know how well they work and if they have commentaries and things like that. So we will now on the film page be able to link to reviews written from other people. When we have asked for permission, both the authors that will be shown there and the owners of the forums we take the links from. And we haven't reached out too far yet because the feature just landed last night, but we will need to get in touch with those that has written many insightful reviews. So you might get a question from us asking for permission to link to your reviews soon. And the last new feature that has been around for roughly a week, we now have added a section called Notes for Films. We used to add notes like technical facts or trivia or things like that. That was interesting for a release. We used to add that for the description, but that's really not the description, so it didn't suit well there. So we have added a new field on the films page called Notes. And there we try to add anything that could be interesting to know about the film. That could be background story about the release, facts about the film type used, if it's Agfa stock or whatever, and also insightful information of any kind. We have started off mostly with information from Jed Jones from the Duran that used to work for Duran. Thank you, Jed. Thank you a lot, because your insight is really helpful. And I have really enjoyed reading about your stories about the releases in your Duran group on Facebook, the Duran Vaults. If you are not a member there, I recommend you joining that group, because that's a really good place to learn to know more about Duran. And he has given us the permission to add some of his facts there, and we will link back to his Facebook group for where the post came from, so you can read the source yourself. And any other person that might have insightful information about any release from any other distributor as well, please get in touch with us, and so we can add things like that to the film page, information that you probably won't find in any catalog. So that's the update for July. As I said, you can see here in the garden, this will need some attention too, so the progress is not as fast as I would like to be. It will be much better in the winter, but there are some progress, so please follow us through the summer as we add covers and other information. And as always, if you have any ideas or feedback to us, please get in touch. We would love to hear from you. And let's just end with saying have a happy summer, enjoy your films, and see you again later.